Hi, friends, and welcome to this week's AstroEnergy Astrology podcast. My name is Shelley Overton. I'm an astrologer in Orlando, Florida. I want to welcome you here today. This is going to be kind of a quickie because personal stuff have interceded into my time to record, and I want to get this up for you. And I don't know that I'll be able to do it any sooner than maybe late Friday night or Saturday morning. Okay, so we're going to fly through what's going on astrologically, and then we'll give you the moons for the week and some of the notes, some of the significant aspects. Okay. Vesta is at 10 degrees of Aries. Vesta is home and hearth. And in Aries, it is an activity or action taking energy that wants us to move forward and do something to change our home environment. It's almost exactly on Jupiter. Jupiter is expansion, it's transformation, it's transition, it is spiritual growth and travel, it is real estate. And in Aries, all of that relates to sales, self-promotion, and initiation. So we're starting new things. Jupiter wants us to expand. I don't know if you've looked outside and saw the amazing display of Venus and Jupiter. They were so beautiful together last night. They're going to be there tonight. They are 1 degree apart. They were just at exactly the same degree of Aries in the sky, 12 degrees yesterday. But now Venus is moving on. So she did some expansion. She did some initiation and awareness of her love nature, her desire nature. You might feel this as lust for someone. You might feel this as expanded heart energy and love for someone. You might experience this energy as wanting to sell all the clothes in your closet. It can cross many different venues. Venus in Aries gives women a stronger motivation within society. It highlights their forthrightness, their energy in a more masculine sense, which can, by the same token, maybe make men a little bit leery of the power women wield at this time. But definitely, it's safe to say Venus and women are in their power right now. And Pallas Athena at 11 degrees of Cancer, a feminine energy, a motherly energy. She is the goddess warrior as well. So we're seeing a lot of really strong energy there. But Pallas Athena was squaring Jupiter and Venus when they were conjunct, because Pallas Athena is at 11. And this just means that there's friction going on at home and with women. There's an expansion that's wanting to happen with one woman over with Jupiter, and that's the drive to do something active with that person. And then there's the Pallas Athena energy in Cancer, which is a strong woman around the hearth and home, and they're at odds with each other. So this could also mean that there are two women you're interested in, or two women, maybe a mother and a daughter, who are at odds and not seeing eye to eye. And then we have Chiron at 13, which Venus is conjunct to Chiron right now. And Chiron's the wounded healer. In Aries, he is a wounded healer and a wounded warrior. And Venus is answering to that energy of Mars. And so she is also very strong in her personal power, wanting to fight. So next to Chiron, though, the beauty is Venus is a loving energy and can really calm down the energies of Chiron and really approach Chiron energy with the love and calming nature that feminine energy has. And so that may actually help the wounding from men, that either there is another wounding that's brought out by a woman or a girl, could be a girl too, or that feminine energy is really showing us how to heal from the energy of the wounding. And then Juno's at 25 Aries, wrapping up time there. I think Juno moves into Taurus within the week. Let me just look it up real quick here. On the 12th of March, Juno moves into Taurus. So it will shift energy from wanting to take strong action towards marriage into actually being in a love relationship and committing or coupling up with that partner. So it was the idea, the drive initially, and then now it's going to be actually taking action with the partner, being in the couple, and maybe, more marriage proposals, more marriages. Be very interesting to see. North Node at 5 degrees Taurus It is in inconjunct to Ceres, so it is a moment of fate. The nodes of fate are what they are called. And the opposite puts 5-degree south node in Scorpio retrograde. So the two nodes are exactly opposite each other in the zodiac. That means that whatever in your chart is at 5 degrees of Taurus or 5 degrees of Scorpio is strongly affecting you. And I know someone in particular who does have a very strong energy right at 4 degrees of Scorpio. And there is a very strong behind the scenes energy going on with Scorpio because Scorpio is covert. So as long as South Node is in Scorpio or you have planets in Scorpio, there is definitely a covert underneath the covers kind of energy going on. You may not see everything that's happening right now, but as the nodes move closer and closer to going into Aries Libra, that will change. As Saturn moves into Pisces next Wednesday, we will definitely see a shift going on from Aquarius energy to Pisces. So it's interesting because the nodes are moving into a more out in the open energy of Libra and Aries, which are the first house and the seventh house. And so those two signs are going to be much more like, hey, this is who I am, this is where I'm at. While as the nodes of fate, at least the south node of fate is in Scorpio, there's definitely some past life karma coming out behind the scenes that may not be shared with the general public. When the nodes go and move into Libra and then Aries, that will be more aware, you will be more aware of the energy. And then also Saturn moves from out in the open Aquarius into covert behind the scenes house of the hidden Pisces. And so something that was out in the open now gets very visceral and brought into the emotional body. And that's when we grieve. That's when we get very sleepy and go into our dreams, more daydreams, more psychic awareness, more intuitive connectivity. Mercury is already in Pisces, just went in this week, and Mercury in Pisces is 1 degree. And that means that we're talking now non-verbally and we're looking at body language. We're intuiting emotional life between people. So we're going to be much more lit up for emotional inference in interactions with other people. We have Uranus at 15 degrees of Taurus in sextile to the sun for the next few days over the weekend. That's going to be really wonderful energy because Mercury in Pisces means there is a non-verbal energy of love, of acceptance, of cooperation, moving along with Uranus in Taurus, which is ideas, eccentricity, eclecticism in the realm of aesthetics, meaning beauty and how we look and please other people, like facials and beauty makeup, things like that, fashion. So the two together, Mercury and Uranus, are a strong energy of electricity, of intellect, of neurons firing away on all cylinders, and they're working in cooperation with a universal love energy. So Mercury, as it goes through Pisces, it only goes through in just over 2 weeks. It's a very fast moving Mercury in a very slow moving energy of Pisces. So just be aware that you're going to be approached by people coming back in from past lives, former neighbors, which I literally just had a former neighbor I had lunch with this last week. They're going to be coming back into your awareness, and you will find new ideas coming in, new things that can really promote positivity with friendships, with love, with money. And that is very much the case with my interaction with my friend. So yeah, just know that that's a really positive, warm, loving kind of energy moving us forward this week. Mars is at 20 degrees Gemini, and he is making his way towards Cancer the end of the month. But currently, he is in the last decan, which is the last 10 degrees of Gemini, which is the Aquarius decan. So he moved from Gemini to Gemini Libra, which is partnership and marriage, to Gemini Aquarius, which goes from Gemini is the self, the identity, the ego, and very much I'm in my own stuff, don't bother me, which he will last in through the time he's in Gemini. And then he moves into the Gemini Libra decan, which is the middle 10 degrees from 10 to 20. And then that is the Libra energy. So we have a more difficult time with balancing marriage, balancing partners and our desires and our ideas within the marriage. And then now the last 10 degrees are the Aquarian energies, which are soul group, partnerships with other people in your career, networking, and community. So we're going to see more in the next 10 degrees until the end of the month, much more about cooperation and where the community is maybe not being told the truth. So this would bring in what's going on in Ohio with the chemicals, things like that. And so it's going to be much more community-based, broader scale, larger scope, and newsworthy. And then we've got Moon in Leo today. It's going through Leo, Virgo, Libra, and Scorpio over the course of this week. So it's going to be very much in the energy of interpersonal relationships. Leo wants attention. It is the power and the centeredness of a leader. It is cooperation with other people and one-on-one interactions. It is romance. It is communication over a nice meal. It is connecting one-on-one and finding relativity, how we relate to the other person. Virgo moon is going to be the early part of the week. That's going to be Monday and Tuesday, with the moon moving into Libra on Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Virgo, very strong work energy, helper energy, service, and also higher sensitivity, but also more analytical and critical thinking. Teacher energy as well. And then we've got Tuesday, which is a full moon in Virgo at 16 degrees, 1 degree off of my sun. Should be a good time. And Saturn moves into Pisces at 8:35 a.m. So the full moon at 16 Virgo happens at 7:40 a.m. Tuesday, and a Saturn in Pisces at 8:35 a.m. I can just tell you the moon is on my sun, the sun is opposite my sun, and Saturn is on my Saturn. So it's going to be a banner day for me. And it is kind of quintessentially a Shelley day, but that just means that you're going to experience what it's like to be me on Tuesday of next week. You're going to be more sensitive to everything coming and going. You're going to be hyper aware of what people are doing and saying. You're going to be hyper aware of your own thoughts about what people are doing and saying. You're going to be more creative, because Pisces energy is highly creative and intuitive itself. So intuition is going to start to really grow and grow and grow. Work environments are going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with, because you may feel like you're tired and don't want to get out of bed and don't want to go to work. But at the same time, you're going to have really prophetic dreams. I had last night, I know that whenever I drink, my dreams are much more pronounced and vivid. And I went out with a friend last night to celebrate her birthday, my little Pisces friend, Madeline, and had a couple glasses of wine and very vivid dreams last night. So anyway, that's going to happen. That's on Tuesday. Pisces Saturn is creating structure out of intuitive knowledge, out of water and emotion. We find the groundedness in that. And that just means that we are forming structure based on emotion, based on intuition and vision, based on desires and the future as we see it, but also the past as we remember it. Pisces people can have very strong clarity of memory. And so it may mean that information that you had long forgotten is coming back up with Saturn. And Pisces people are remembering that and maybe bringing it up, being like, I don't remember that. But yes, it's there. And Pisces are the elephants of the zodiac with memory. They remember everything. And sometimes can have an eidetic memory where they photograph a situation and the emotion of the situation and can recall it. I remember that Disney movie where they used to have balls of memories, like core memories, were embedded in these balls and spheres. I think it was, I don't think I can remember the name, but it had the 4 different characters, which were all emotions. So anyway, that's kind of like what Pisces energy can do. It encapsulates the memory into an emotional body. And that's what Saturn in Capricorn, or Saturn in Pisces does that. So know that that's the future for the next 2.5 to 3 years with this energy. And it's coming in on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have Moon in Libra, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I don't really have any significant aspects standing out, with the exception of the Tuesday energy. And Monday, we have Sun doing a sextile. Sun sextiles Uranus in, it's Pisces to Taurus. And like I said earlier, it's going to be really wonderful cooperative energy around love, acceptance, money, just knowing intuitively where to invest and my advice, not a financial advisor, just a disclaimer, but it's going to be vintage retail, and retail is ruled by Taurus. Uranus is alternative things, and recycling on a global level, it rules the environment. So it's about recycling clothing. And Mercury in Pisces and Sun in Pisces are both going to make us aware of vintage clothing and vintage records, vintage everything aesthetically pleasing and love-based. So people from the past, loves from the past, friendships, people we used to know in business, work, technology we used to use from the past. So old-time cameras, old-time records, CDs, cassette decks. I mean, it's all going to come back. And I can guarantee you by the time Pluto hits Pisces, it's just going to be, we're going to be going through trash heaps, finding treasures. So that's the week for now. Pluto is at 2933 Capricorn. Saturn is at 2932 Aquarius. So they are in conjunct. And so they are having a bit of friction because Saturn wants to wrap up the story in Aquarius. Pluto wants to wrap up the story in Capricorn. And Capricorn's a very solid, structured energy, and Aquarius. And Saturn's ruler, or Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn in Aquarius, is wanting to also bring in the community and the ideas and the alternatives. So Capricorn Pluto is not necessarily on board with that, but it's getting ready to go into the Aquarian energy. So we are really looking to see that new energy coming in of new technology, new ideas. They just shot up a rocket, SpaceX, yesterday here on the Space Coast in Orlando. And so that was like way early in the morning. I went to bed at 11:30 and they shot it up at 12:30 in the morning yesterday. So it's, that expansion of space. They're talking of putting things on the moon. They're talking about giving a convention to technology on the moon and a time zone. So it's all starting to take off. And I really wish you a good week. Thank you for bearing with me on this very quick podcast, but I will try and get it up tonight instead of tomorrow morning, Saturday. Have a good day. I've got to run. We'll take care, and take care. Have a great week. Bye. Yeah, on the 12th. on the
Hi, this is Shelley. Thank you for joining us this week. To contact me for a private reading, go to angeliczodiac.com under the Readings tab. To purchase my ebook, Learn Astrology, you can find it at angeliczodiac.com. Background music was provided by Kevin MacLeod at incompetech.com. Be sure to check back next week and subscribe through iTunes at AstroEnergy Astrology Show.